The bike's taking their position following the warm-up lap for this, the Senior Classic, 2-in-1. We have 1000cc and 500cc classes. So Richard Ford holds pole position, Hornby alongside him and Farrell on the front row. Unfortunately, no Duffy at the end of the first wave. He's a non-starter. So too, non-starter number 75, that's Neil Lloyd. And 68 is also a non-starter as well. So we're down memory lane and on board with Kildare as he goes down the lane towards Gorton. Oh, he's certainly on the juice. Powering their way, but can they stop in time? And there is Barry Davidson. Will he make it a hat-trick of wins again at the Cookstown 100? He's looking for win number 107. Andy Hornby, a front row start for him on bike 42. Hornby leads from Ford. Kildare is also there in third place. Nigel Moore on bike 14. Andy Farrell on bike 20. Number 8 is Anthony McColgan. Oh, Barry Davidson being passed. You don't see that too often at Cookstown or any of the National Roads races. Across the line goes Andy Hornby. He leads from Richard Ford. Andy Kildare is second and third, Nigel Moore is fourth, Andy Farrell fifth, Kelly Carruthers in sixth, and Anthony McColgan in seventh, but we've got to wait for McCrum and Davidson, etc. to come through. Nigel Moore on bike 14, but he is in the 500cc class, he's on the Sealy 500. On Barry Davidson, it's not looking too good for him. Nowhere near the speeds we're used to seeing him, and looking down as well. So riding once again with Andy Kildare on the Honda 750. On Kildare, number 14 Moore. Farrell is 20. Carruthers is number 19. A good lineup of machines again. We have Hornby is leading the thousands, even though he's on the Triumph 750, but they come under the category 1000cc because obviously they have a bigger cubic capacity than the 500s, and that's Nigel Moore on bike 14 on that Sealy G50. Here we're riding with Andy Kildare on the Honda 750 into Gorton. So they begin lap number 3. It's Hornby from Ford, Kildare, Moore, Carruthers, Farrell. But Moore is leading the 500s. Meanwhile, Hornby, Ford and Kildare are all on bigger machinery. Ford on the Honda and the Norton, the 920. Kildare is past, going into Mackney. That was Nigel Moore. He certainly knows his way around here. In fact, a lot of very familiar names in this Senior Classic race. The 20 Andy Farrell, just behind Andy Kildare. And Nigel Moore on that CD 500. Just making a little bit of a gap, is he, between him and Kildare? Certainly see that the 500 is nimble, certainly on the corners. And in front is still Andy Hornby, who's leading the 1000cc class on the Triumph 750. And Nigel Moore, third on the road. However, he's leading the 500 class. He's got some stiff opposition in there as well, with the likes of Andy Farrell and Barry Davidson, although Barry Davidson really is off song today. Well, certainly not today, but he's off song. Oh, as a rider goes through, and that was 20. That was Andy Farrell. So he's gone past Andy Kildare. However, they're in different classes. Overall, it is still Andy Hornby who leads on the Triumph 750, but it's a battle between Moore and Farrell in the 500s. Here they come. They keep an eye on 14 and 20. And Farrell up the inside of Moore. Can he turn in time? He can. So he's just ahead of Nigel Moore. Back with the race leader, Andy Hornby. Well, there's Nigel Moore, but where is Andy Farrell? Richard Ford just ahead of him on the road. No sign of Farrell. Oh, and Davidson's not going to make it either. The retirement for Barry Davidson. However, it's joy for Andy Hornby. He can afford to look round. He takes the checkered flag and he takes the win in the Senior Classic. So in the 1000cc category, it's Hornby from Ford. And in the 500s, it's Moore from McColgan.